you've got all the policemen and all the jobs on your side.
Welcome back, friends, and thanks for joining me again. This video is a recap of the altercation that took place in Moscow, Idaho on September 26, 2020. When I first posted the video, I did so without any of my commentary, so you all could form your own opinions about the situation. Now that it's been a few days, it's time to break it down a little, as this has been mighty controversial as far as who was in the right and who was in the wrong. As always, any sources or relevant information will have links to check them out in the description for this video. While you're watching, don't forget to upvote, share this however you want, subscribe to the channel, and leave me your thoughts on the situation at hand. First off, I want to say both of these guys acted foolish in my opinion and did nothing to advance either of their causes. Using force or aggression upon someone is never a good thing and should always be used as a last resort. Now let's get into breaking this down. I think it's important to establish where I'm coming from with my thoughts. I'm sure most of you are aware by now I'm a voluntarist, meaning I don't believe in any forced interactions between free people. I also believe in the non-aggression principle. As long as I or anybody else haven't done anything to hurt anyone else, damage or steal anyone else's property, or defraud anyone else, we should have no force used against us. The first thing I want to point out is the guy wearing a mask who later throws his coffee is no innocent victim in all of this. Especially here in Moscow, Idaho, this is the case. I say this because in my attempt at a conversation with him, I asked if he wanted the police in Moscow to use force to get me to wear a mask. His response was yes. When asked if he personally was willing to use force against me to wear a mask, he said no.
I just want to ask, are you willing to force me to wear a mask? Because you're asking them to. Are you willing to force me to? Or are you willing to force me to against my will? Okay, well then that's the end of the conversation.
At first I thought it was obvious, but I guess I do need to point out to a lot of people, this is an aggression against myself and anyone else that chooses to live free and accept the everyday risks of living life in this modern society by leaving our houses without a mask to wear. For those that don't get it, this coffee drinking mask wearer wants an armed gang of corporate policy enforcers to threaten us with extortion, violence, and kidnapping, where we could be kept in a cage in order to gain compliance. The worst part is, people like this coffee guy feel even more emboldened now, because a few days before this, the corporate policy enforcers of Moscow actually did use force to gain compliance. On Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020, in the City Hall parking lot, 5 people were given extortion demands from the corporation, backed with the threat of violence and confinement to a cage. 3 of those people were actually taken off to cages for refusing to cooperate with this extortion attempt. Then, the corporate enforcers added on a few other made-up crimes that have no victim except for the Corporation of Moscow to 2 of the people who were kidnapped. They were charged with resisting the kidnapping and the extortion attempts. The more we resist this tyranny, the more force and aggression that will be used against us. The worst part of this coffee guy wanting policy enforcers using force against us to gain compliance is not only does he pay for them to do this to us, but he is fine with and advocates for our money being stolen from us, the ones in disagreement. He wants us to pay for those weapons of force and bribery money these agents are paid with. Also, they can comfortably trade in their ethics and logic for fiat slave debt and keep us in servitude by threatening and using violence to gain compliance with weapons we helped purchase. Now that we've established the coffee guy is no innocent victim, let's get into what happened to him after he revealed his desire to have force and violence used against us.
Can you quantify for me how much safer does it make me, you wearing the mask?
You're actually afraid. You're the one that's living in fear.
Yeah, we're not afraid.
You're not wearing a mask. You're not wearing a mask to protect me.
I'm not packing a gun.
You're not wearing a mask to protect me. You're wearing a mask because you're afraid.
Right? You're the one with fear, sir. You're the one with fear.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right here. There's two things I just want to say. When this was live and I was there in this parking lot recording it, I didn't hear him say stop it. I didn't hear the coffee guy say stop it. Up until that point, the guy with the gun that was advancing on him, it wasn't an aggressive advance. He actually started really slow. He was just kind of trying to prove his point, talking to the guy. Once the coffee guy said stop it, okay, then you need to stop advancing on him. He's not comfortable anymore. So really the guy with the gun did become more of an aggressor at this point. I don't really still think I would have thrown my coffee on him. But you know, the coffee guy does run into the truck there behind him. I'm sure that kind of surprised him. He felt cornered, so he threw his coffee. I don't think he's out of line throwing his coffee. I wouldn't have reacted that way personally. I've been in a situation similar to this, and I didn't react that way. I kept my cool, kept my wits about me, and it didn't end up this way. It actually ended in a good conversation. That was at one of the BLM protests in Spokane. I'll go ahead and throw a link to that video in the description if you guys want to check it out. But I guess the last thing I want to point out about this part so far is coffee guy. Dude, I don't care if it's in self-defense or not. If you're going to throw your coffee on someone or you're going to make an aggressive move on someone, whether it's in self-defense, which this very well could be claimed to be self-defense based on what's happening here, regardless, if you're going to throw your coffee or throw a punch on someone, anything like that, you better be ready to protect yourself and defend yourself for some more retaliation after that happens. The coffee guy clearly wasn't ready for that. He threw his coffee, and I don't know what he thought. The guy was just going to laugh it off and go walk home. You threw your hot coffee on someone, dude. Whether he was the aggressor or not, you got to expect him to try to retaliate against you. You didn't do that. That's why you got bloodied up and ended up on the ground. Not necessarily justifying it, just saying that's what happened.
Hey, whoa, 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 hey, hey. I saw it. It's okay. I got it on film.
You ever
Are you okay?
throw coffee on me again? Really? Son of a bitch.
All right.
Excuse me. Now you're down.
And I'm just going to stop it again real quick here. At this point, kind of tried to render a little aid, just make sure he was okay. Also, just try to keep them separated. Another guy came in to make sure he was okay, you can see there. But what you just heard coffee guy say was, oh, get away from me, you guys don't have masks on. So even now, after he just got punched in the face and he's bleeding and people are there actually trying to show compassion for him and try to help him out, he could care less. All he cares about, he has been so programmed, he doesn't care about his fellow humans. All he cares about is that we are following the rules that he thinks we should be following that have been dictated to us from the ruling class.
You did.
Come on, John, come on.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
calm down.
Yeah. You just called me.
Right
here. Right here.
So that was the whole altercation there. It didn't last very long. Coffee guy did get a bloody nose. Honestly, I don't know if any charges were filed, what exactly happened with this. They did obviously get everybody's names. Like I said, I guess I just kind of look at it. I come from a voluntarist position where I don't believe we should have forced interactions with government ruling over our lives. So if you remove that, this is two guys. One guy that put himself in a position that he did put himself at risk. He is advocating for the use of force against us to force us to wear masks against our will. So that is an aggression upon us, whether you want to believe it or not. And he came into this hostile environment. He had plenty of opportunities to leave. He didn't. He stayed there. He interjected himself into this environment. And I guess this should be the lesson to everybody that thinks cops are out there to protect us. There were cops all around, but as you'll hear in another video I'm about to make, they had been told to basically leave us alone. So they did. And granted, they were there. They came in pretty quick. Some people have talked that maybe this coffee guy was an agitator. I have no idea. What I do know is if you're going to put yourself in that position, be ready to protect yourself. And maybe you should have a calmer mind, a calmer outlook than to just react and throw your coffee on someone or to advance and start punching someone. Like I said, I don't think either of them were in the right. They both made mistakes in how they handled themselves. I don't think the guy deserved to get punched, but I also don't think the guy deserved to get coffee thrown on him. I definitely wouldn't have handled it that way myself. Like I said earlier, let me know in the comment section what you guys think.
Can you quantify for me how much safer does it make me, you wearing the mask?
You're actually afraid. You're the one that's living in fear.
Yeah, we're not afraid.
You're not wearing a mask. You're not wearing a mask to protect me.
I'm not packing a gun.
You're not wearing a mask to protect me. You're wearing a mask because you're afraid.
Right? You're the one with fear, sir.
Because you're backing up. Because you're afraid.
You're the one with fear.
You're afraid.
Hey, whoa, 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 hey, 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 hey. I saw it, it's okay, I got it on.
You ever
Are you okay?
throw coffee out of me again? Really? Son of a bitch.
Alright.
Excuse me. Now you're down.
You did.
Come on, John, come on.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
calm down.
Yeah. You just called. You just called right here. Right here.
Thanks for supporting my channel and work. Links to all the platforms you can find Questionable Authority on are in the description below. And there's lots of ways to help me grow and dedicate more time to this channel. Of course, links to PayPal, Dash, Bitcoin, and others are listed. But you don't have to part with your capital to support me. There are ways like downloading the privacy-minded Brave browser using my link below and using it for 30 days, or sign up for a new Hive or Steam account and earn cryptocurrency for yourself for doing what you already do on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and at the same time, I'll earn crypto for your upvotes and comments.